Hello friends, myself Advocate Jyoti Chodia and welcome to our channel Know the Law. Before starting with the lecture, if you have not still subscribed our channel, then please do subscribe our channel and press the bell icon which will keep you updated about our upcoming videos. And yes, don't forget to share and like our videos. So let's begin with our today's lecture, which is on the preamble of the Indian Constitution. So before directly going towards the preamble of the Indian Constitution, we should first know what is meant by the preamble. So preamble means an introductory statement to a document which explains the document's philosophy and its objectives. And that means preamble to the constitution represents the intention of the framers, the history behind its creation, and the core values or the principles that are enshrined in the Constitution of India. Whereas the Black's Law Dictionary defines the states the preamble as a clause at the beginning of a statute which is explanatory of the reasons for its enactment and the objective sought to be accomplished. In the simple language, it means that if any law or in case of any law before its beginning there is a statement which explains that why the particular law has been brought into force and the aim or the objective which the particular law that has been brought into force has to achieve. So, after understanding the meaning of the preamble, now come towards our topic, that is preamble to the Indian Constitution. But before that, also we should know its history, that is how the preamble to the Indian Constitution took the shape and came into being as we see it today. The preamble to the Indian Constitution is primarily based upon the objective resolution which were written by our first former Prime Minister of India, that is Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. He introduced the resolution on 13th December 1946 in front of the Constituent Assembly, and later on it was accepted by the Assembly on 22nd January 1947. Now let's read out and know what all is written in the preamble of the Indian Constitution. It says, "We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation." In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution. So, after just barely reading the preamble, we get to know the structure of it, or for our simple understanding, the preamble can be divided into four parts. Among them, the first is the source of the Constitution. It indicates the source of the Constitution or the power of authority from where the Constitution derives is lies with the people of India itself. So the preamble starts with the "We the people of India." Second is the nature of the Constitution, which indicates the India is sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, and republic kind of a state. Third is the statement of objectives, which indicates or says that what the constitution has to achieve in its long run, that is the justice, liberty, equality, and lastly the date of its adoption. The preamble also mentions the date on which the constitution was adopted by the assembly, that is the constituent assembly, that is on the 26th November 1949. Now let us study what important points or the keywords which are mentioned in the preamble at their very behind it. First is the we. It says in the clear words that have enacted, adopted, and given the constitutions. It emphasizes that the people of India are sovereign and all the powers of the government in India. Uh, so that is why the Jawahar stated that the word people, that is in that is seen in the preamble of the Indian Constitution, states that the Constitution is not created by the states nor by the several states but by the people of. Second is the sovereign, which denotes the supreme or the ultimate power. That means the India is independent authority and not under the rule or the control of any foreign power or authority. It further has two aspects, that is internal sovereignty and external sovereignty. The state is free from the wills of any other state, that is India is now an independent stand uh, of its own sovereignty. It relates to the between the state and its citizens. That can be executive, legislative, judiciary, and administrative. The word, as we see in our Bible, to the Indian Constitution is brought from Article 5 of the Ireland Constitution. Next word is the socialist. Socialist, as we see in the Indian Constitution, means belief that all the people are treated equally while dividing the money and property among the people. So we have adopted a mixed kind of economy where both the private and the public sector coexist side by side. The socialist as a word, as we see today in the preamble of India, was not in the original draft, as it was added by the 42nd Amendment to the Indian Constitution in 1976. The term basically denotes that the India has to become a welfare kind of a state. Next is the secularism. Secularism was also added by the 42nd Amendment to the Constitution in 1976. It says that it doesn't recognize any religion as a state religion, but it treats all the religion equally with equal respect without interfering with the rights of religion, faith, or worship. But that doesn't mean India is irreligious or atheistic or anti-religious or promotes any or practice any kind of religion or interferes with any religious practice. But gives equal freedoms to the all religions which exist in India. Next is democratic. Democratic as it is derived from the word Greek word demos, which means the people, and kratos means the authority, which means that the Constitution of India has established such a constitution or the government which gets its authority or the power from the will of the people expressed in an election at the all levels, be it at the union, state, or the local level. That is, be it in the by electing the parliamentary members to the gram panchayat or the legislative council or the uh, municipal corporations or municipalities and so on. Next is the republic. A republic, as also mentioned that the government is uh, formed where the head of the state is elected and not hereditary monarch like king or a queen of an England. But the word republics is brought or obtained from the word res publica, which means the public property or the commonwealth. But according to the Indian constitution, it means the power to elect the head of the state uh, is with the people of India and not by the birth. And the so it is said in the preamble to the constitution, we the people of India have adopted, enacted, and given to ourselves this constitution. Next is justice. Justice cannot be explained or defined in words, but it can be said in a one word as the righteousness. It is very important to maintain the order in the society, which is promised by the Indian Constitution through the provisions under the fundamental rights and the directive principles of the state policy. To provide justice to the people uh, for the better understanding, it can be divided into further three parts, that is, social, economic. The state will not discriminate among the citizens of India on any of the grounds like religion, race, caste, sex, gender, etc. Whereas the economic justice moved a step further and said that state will not discriminate on the basis of wealth, income, and economic status as well, but it will ensure that every person in India will be paid equally for the equal position and will get the equal opportunity for their livelihood. Next is political justice. It says that the people in India will get the equal, free, and fair right without any discrimination to participate in the politics of India. Next is the liberty. Liberty means the freedom to the people of India if political views, behavior in the society. Uh, but that doesn't mean people can do anything. In other words, people are free to do anything, but within the boundary or the limit set by the law. Next is the equality. Equality means no section of the society has any special privileges, and all the people will be given equal opportunity for everything without any discrimination. That is why under Article 14 it is said everyone is equal before the law. It means that the like should not be treated unlike, and unlike should not be treated alike. Likes should be treated alike. For example, a normal person cannot be compared with the handicapped person, but the handicapped person can be compared with another handicapped person. Likewise, a normal person can be compared with another normal person. Next is the fraternity. Fraternity means a sense of brotherhoodness among all Indians. As the India is described as a diverse country which has lots of religions, communism, languages, traditions, etc. But to emphasize the unity and integrity of the nation and to preserve the spirit of brotherhoodness, the, it is very necessary that India has only the one citizenship. Because of that, the Indians should feel that they are part and parcel of the country, and India comes first, and thereafter their religion or coalition whatsoever. Last but the not least is the dignity of the individual, which has to be ensured for the promotion of the fraternity or encouraging the feeling of fraternity among the citizens of India, which can only be ensured by giving equal fundamental rights to all the citizens of India at the same time, for which a number of directions has to be securing to all the citizens the right to an adequate means of livelihood, just and human condition of work, decent standard of life, and so on. Now, coming towards our next part, whether the preamble is the part of the constitution or not. This is a very controversial topic, as there has been various discussion on this at various platforms, like be it at the judiciary, be in a parliament, or be at either media. This question can only be answered by reading the views of the Honorable Supreme Court of India, as it is regarded as the apex court and the highest uh, court or the branch of India, which can interpret it, any law in India, and if uh, it says any verdict or gives an opinion, is full and final for that matter. So likewise, if you want to understand whether the preamble is a part of the constitution or not, then we should um, take a look over the views of the court in various uh, bill case for 1958, where the Honorable Supreme Court said that the preamble in respect of interpretation of the Constitution is same as that the preamble of any other act. For example, IPR, RTI, and so on. The preamble to such uh, acts should be treated uh, of India, and nothing more than that. Berry Union and Exchange of Enclaves of a case of 1960, where the Honorable Supreme Court moved one step forward and said that the general purpose behind the several provisions constitution. And Berubari case was carried for case of 19 to open the mind because how to see situation and but nothing more. Again the same forward again in Ash Nair 1960s articles of the then so it did the first time in the case of Keshwanand in the year uh, uh, issues courts that has the High Court or the District Court or the JMFC courts for that matter. Council of the Constitution and whatever is said in the Beribari case or any other cases part of the will be amended so much so that it can change the basic structure of the constitution very the Honorable Supreme Court like in SR Bombay versus Union of India case of 1990 1995 case where the Supreme Court again very clarified that the part of the constitution so from constitution it can be said from my point of view that preamble can be in which the conflited and if anyone who doesn't know the laws or the constitution of whole constitution or the laws in India can understand mm, it a page of the constitution of India that is called the preamble. So friends, if you have understood the topic in the easiest way possible then please subscribe coming videos. So thank you, take care, stay healthy and meet you in the next video.